Hey guys, what's up? Doing another video right here. Now, one of the very first things I want to talk about is the much, I guess, anticipated video of 22111. We've been seeing it, it's been hyped for weeks now, maybe about, what, like 3 weeks. And the very first video, all we saw was just a man in a trench coat walking towards a building. The second video, we saw almost the same exact thing, but at the end they played Ain't No Grave by Johnny Cash. Now, the third video, which just aired, shows basically the Undertaker in a building. Now, a lot of people, I've read at least, that a lot of people were saying, oh, I'm going to be so disappointed if this is the Undertaker and not Sting, and I've seen a lot of comments like that, and why? I mean, have you not watched TNA? I mean, Sting is still around. He's obviously still wrestling. It sucks that he has never stepped foot in a WWE ring, and he may never do that. But you gotta look at it on the bright side. I mean, at least you saw him wrestle. At least he's one hell of a wrestler. So, all in all, you can't really just be disappointed. I mean, I think, in my mind, that people are just disappointed because they believed it was Sting so much to where it was like a little tiny parasite right here in their brain saying you want it to be Sting, when in reality it just wasn't going to happen. I was one of those, I mentioned in my first vlog about the whole 22111, I mentioned how I thought it was Sting, and just going off of the look of it and the feel of the promo, to me, it was the very first one at least, was very Sting-esque. The second promo was half and half. You thought it was Sting because of how it showed only the feet like stepping on like gravel and everything. Very reminiscent of his Starrcade 97 promos people have been talking about. But at the end they played Ain't No Grave by Johnny Cash, which was used to hype up Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker at WrestleMania. Now, the third video blatantly shows The Undertaker, so you know he's coming back. I don't see, I just don't understand why people would get disappointed at that. I just don't get it. I mean, do you not like The Undertaker? Do you not, when you were a young fan, when you were that 12-year-old kid sitting at home with dad after dinner watching wrestling, and you saw The Undertaker take on Ted DiBiase or, Yokozuna or Lex Luger or any of those old guys back in the day, were you still not captivated? Were you still not mind sunk that this guy has the potential to be one of the greatest? I did. I mean, obviously I wasn't that young. I mean, because I'm 19 now, so for me, those kind of moments happened when he was around the whole Ministry of Darkness angle, and I was like, wow, this guy's getting over pretty good. So, I really do think that people are just judging this way, way, way too. I don't even know the word I'm looking for. I mean, it's hard to describe. It's like you want something so bad, but when you don't get it, you're pissed. And that's like appeasement from a kid, where a kid just whines and bickers and moans until they get what they want. It's virtually the same concept. To me, I'm not saying grow up or anything, but what more could you ask for WWE? They're pulling out the stops this year. You can already tell. Possibility of Triple H coming back. We already know the Rock and Austin are coming back. Alberto Del Rio could face Edge, which I think would be a very great WrestleMania match. I think it's just people are just being very critical, and it just doesn't make sense. I mean, just ease up, and you gotta give WWE credit. I mean, at least they've talked to Sting. Maybe he, at the end, just didn't feel it was right for him. Maybe it was a money issue. Who knows? But the point is that, hey, they tried, they couldn't get him, so you move on. I mean, there's just no, in my mind, no real reason to get that upset to where you want to boycott WrestleMania because Sting isn't there. Believe me when I say this, I'm a huge Sting guy. I like Sting. I mean, ever since I started watching WCW, Sting was the man. And when he went to TNA, he was still the man. And it's hard when you watch someone as great as Sting not come to WWE. It's tough because you want him there. But like I said, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Now, I just this is, I guess, my little personal message to people being critical. Just back off. WWE's doing a damn good job so far in sculpturing WrestleMania. And if you're just looking at it from the Sting point of view, look at it from the bigger picture. You know, it was like when these promos first started happening, you know, people went, excuse me, they all went like private eye on it. To where it was like, well, if you reverse the text and you watch it go up in smoke, it's like, no, that's not what WWE's doing. You're letting your mind run loose, dude. Okay? What it is that you want it to be Sting, and you're finding every single possible excuse for it to be Sting. Me, I was never like that. I was just like, just based off what I saw, like, appearance-wise of this guy going into the building, I'm like, oh, that's Sting too. I don't know, that's Sting. I'm changing to the Undertaker, to now believing it is 100,000% the Undertaker. And you know, it's very reminiscent to me of when Chris Jericho did the Save Us promos in 2007, and that people basically they were not only looking up the dates that were referenced, but also saying, well, if you want to do it by letters of the alphabet or if you add up all the numbers, it's like, no, that's not what they're doing. It's just something as simple as a date. Don't blow it up into something it's not. If you see a date, let's say the date is for the Jericho videos, I don't know exact dates here, so let's say March 17th, 98. Oh no, it wasn't even, oh, was it? No. How about 2002? Okay. March 18th, 2002. So 3/18/02. You look it up. You know, you don't sit there and try to find a funny math equation that WWE would never invest that much time in. That I would kill to see a company do that kind of promo and expect everyone to get it right off the bat, unless they're throwing the swerve of the century. So just don't look into it more than what it is. It's okay. Well, you know, just go off what you see in those kind of promos. Don't go all private eye. That's my only advice, I guess. But now we can finally rest happily at night knowing it's The Undertaker. Now, I want to talk about The Rock being guest host. Now, as you all know, or if you don't know, he was on WWE Raw, and he was revealed as the guest host of WrestleMania. Now, when the limo first appeared, a girl stepped out, and all you saw were just her feet. Unless if The Rock is white and wears heels, it wasn't The Rock. But, so obviously that was a decoy, and then The Rock comes out, he does this whole, do you smell what The Rock is cooking? He mocks a few wrestlers, and the wrestlers he targets is John Cena and The Miz. Now, The Miz, rightfully so, The Rock says he's just a real pain, and, you know, I'm awesome, and the way he mocked him, that was funny stuff. That's typical Rock. He finds a heel, a top heel usually, insults them, and leaves. He didn't do that this time. If you notice, he also insulted or mocked, whatever word you want to use, the biggest star in WWE today, John Cena, by saying, "What's this, Cena? You can't see me? What are you doing? Are you playing peekaboo? Peekaboo? Peekaboo?" And you know, that whole thing, that was hilarious. I mean, every single time I watch it, I crack up. It really is that funny. But now, The Rock did say something that I'm sure captured, or I'm sure really caught the attention of a lot of people out there. Oh, excuse me, I just ate. But what he said was, "I'm back and I'm not leaving this time, and I'm here for good. I'm here to stay." Now, okay. To the diehards like myself, obviously I'm a diehard, I'm making a YouTube video. If you are a diehard, then and I mean, if you're not a diehard, if you are a huge wrestling star who raked in millions from the Attitude Era, go to Hollywood only to come back to WWE, you sure as shit better not leave. I mean, because if this is a one and done appearance, and he goes back to Hollywood, makes like 3 or 4 movies, and then comes back for one night, the fans are not going to be that more receptive of The Rock. They're really not. And honestly, that's my belief, and that's a harsh reality to me. Is that no one's going to want to sit there and just watch The Rock just like make a mockery of the business. They're not going to want to see that. I mean, he is awesome on the mic. He is. He's the best on the mic of all time. He is the most charismatic wrestler, and no one can really top that. And I love The Rock's style, and he has a flair to him that just I don't know. It's just unprecedented, I guess, and it's it's tough to watch someone just come back one night and then be done with it. Who knows? Maybe we'll see him on Tough Enough one episode. Who knows? Maybe he'll actually come back full time to WWE. Who knows? Maybe he'll sign like a 3 month contract with WWE and do promos via satellite. Whatever. Who knows? Who cares? The bottom line is that he better not turn his back on the business and the fans. Now, I was telling this to my brother, and you know what? I'm gonna say it again. Is that if The Rock does, hypothetically, let's say he does say he's here to stay and all that good stuff. He is here to stay, let's say. Now, he could still do movies. Definitely. What's wrong with him, shooting a video from home? Like, let's say it somehow turns out he is the Raw general manager, let's just say. So what's wrong with doing promos via, like, satellite or whatever, and then sending them to WWE to have them edit them out or whatever and play them on the air? Why can't he do that? I mean, it would very suck because he's not actually here, but hell, at least he'd still be a part of the WWE family again. I mean, not nearly as in an awesome role as what we'd want to see, but hell, he's back, and hopefully it's more than just one night. He did say that he left the business 7 long years ago, and memory recalls, I believe it was like I'm not quite sure what pay-per-view, but I believe his last match was against Bill Goldberg. But like I said, it was either him or Austin. I don't know. I I do want to say it was against Goldberg more than Austin. But anyway, point is that Rock's back. Hopefully it's for more than one night, but we'll see. It's one of those things just not to lose sleep over, I guess. I mean, that's the recurring theme, it seems, but whatever. Now, one last thing I really want to talk about for like 2 minutes, more like 1 minute, is CM Punk and his evolution. You look at the guy, and CM Punk came through ECW. He was the straight edge guy. Fans got behind him quickly. Next thing you know, he got drafted to, I don't know, I think SmackDown. I'm not sure. And he was embroiled in this. He was just in huge matches. Next thing you know, he wins Money in the Bank. Jeff Hardy at the time was champion. CM Punk cashes in, win Money in the Bank against Jeff, and it was all to turn CM Punk heel. And they did a damn good job. Now look at him. He went from the straight edge society to leader of the new Nexus, and CM Punk has really evolved into a main eventer. And honestly, when he first debuted on ECW, I never thought CM Punk would be. He was a huge star in like Ring of Honor. He was even in TNA for a few matches, and he was a great wrestler from what I saw. But when he came to WWE, I'm like, dude, you're not going to last long here. But he has lasted a hell of a lot longer. So I just wanted to give a quick shout out to CM Punk. He's done one hell of a job. So thanks for watching, and I will be sure to see you next time. My next video will likely be a Elimination Chamber little rewind, maybe later today. So check back, and I'll see you later.